I really wish that the phone marketplace were thought of like watches sometimes. As you may know, I am a watch enthusiast. I absolutely love them. And on my wrist right now is a Timex Expedition. Tells perfect time, nice and accurate quartz movement, looks good, feels comfortable on this nice leather strap, and runs about $30 or $40. Now, there are people who spend 100 times that on a watch. You could get a nice Rolex. You could get a fancy AP. There's these boutique ones that you get all these complications, these automatic movements and all the rest of it that you're spending 10, 20, 30, all the way up. You name it. You could spend $1 million on a watch if you want to. But yet the time, if told accurately, is going to be the same. But people buy for different reasons. There's utilitarian watches that you buy for that reason, that you just want it to work. You want to tell the time, so you spend that amount of money. But then sometimes you want premium. Sometimes you want to feel those precious metals on your wrist. You want to make a statement, whatever it happens to be, so you spend more money. Same thing with phones. I think too many people just walk into their carriers and say, give me the S24 Ultra just because that's what they see. They know Samsung, they saw commercials, and whatever else. But I wish we would segment out phones the way we do watches. Because if you're doing just the equivalent of needing the time on your phone, social media, a couple different things, but you're looking for a stylus, more people should be considering the Moto G Stylus for 2024 for $400 over the S24 Ultra for $1,300. Nobody, you might see the title at Versus or whatever else, and there's obviously no comparison between these two. It's a blowout. The S24 Ultra is better than the Moto G Stylus in almost every single way. The camera is more versatile. You're getting better gaming performance. You're getting better performance overall. The screen is better. It's crisper, better resolution, all the rest of it. The build, titanium build, Victus or Gorilla Glass armor, all the rest of it on here. Then versus plastic build, 1080p display, still really nice display. We're going to go over that. Eco leather back. So there's sacrifices you make. The S Pen isn't Bluetooth. You can't do air commands and things like that. But there are reasons why, even with all those things, conceding that the S24 Ultra is a significantly better device, that you'd still pick up the Moto G Stylus. So let's talk about it. Let's kind of segment out the phone marketplace since it doesn't want to do it itself. What are you getting here? You're getting, like I said, 1080p display, but a pretty saturated display over here on the Moto G Stylus. It's very nice. So Moto took their, they have a $400 allotment of where they need to spend and put money on a phone versus $1,300. I like where Moto put their $400, and one of those places was display. 1080p, 120 hertz, POLED, okay, so you get the thinner bezels on it, really nice, and an overall flat design to the display, to the glass. Now, is it Gorilla Glass? No, it's no-name glass. I don't even know what it is. I'm pretty sure it's NEG glass, which they claim is strong as whatever, Gorilla Glass 5 or something. That's fine. That's not the point. The point is that if you want to look at content on these two displays, you're not getting an $800 to $900 better experience over here on the S24 Ultra if your goal is to just watch a few videos and scroll through Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all the rest of it. So that's where you're saving money on the experience. Other thing, performance. S24 Ultra wipes the floor with the Moto G Stylus. The Snapdragon 6 Gen 1 in the Moto G Stylus is perfectly capable. You can get light gaming and you can even get medium gaming on Call of Duty. The higher end stuff, you want to do those graphically intensive games. You want to do video editing. You want to do photo editing. That's when you're going to really see the S24 Ultra excel. But then you ask yourself, am I somebody who really does that? Do I do a lot of high-end gaming on my phone? Do I do a lot of video editing on my phone? Then maybe, like that Rolex, maybe I don't need all of that. Maybe I could save $1,000 in the process and pick up a Moto G Stylus. Too many people are trapped in that system where they're spending too much money on phones that they don't necessarily need to. So if you can kind of parse it down to what you actually do on a daily basis on your device, I think you can wind up saving a lot of money. Let's talk about the pen, because that's why I'm comparing these two devices. Okay, you got a nice stylus, you got a nice suite of apps over here for the pen on the Moto G Stylus. Then over here on the S24 Ultra, you have Samsung's One UI suite of different apps. You can pull it up, but you got air commands, like I said, different things. Create a note, view all notes, smart select, screen write on calendar, and you could go ahead and add different widgets and shortcuts that you want here. But I actually like, if you, hand on heart, I actually like the default configuration and what the Moto G Stylus gives me in terms of a pen suite over the S24 Ultra. Yes, there's lots more stuff here. Like I said, you get the air commands, you can take a picture, you can do all the rest of it. And a lot of people, when I mention that, well, it's not fancy, but you're getting most of the stuff, because I never used a lot of the stuff on the S24 Ultra. A lot of people commented on that video and said, well, I use the advanced features on the S Pen all the time. Then you're somebody that needs that more premium experience. If you're somebody getting use out of the, hiding the pen behind your back to take a photo, air commands and swiping through stuff and scrolling through pages and stuff like that, then you know who you are, and spending the extra $900 is worth it to you. But if you're somebody who just jots down notes, literally need to scribble through stuff like I did today. All I did today was go ahead. I need to write down a number real quick. That's a lot of what I use the stylus for. Making GIFs, marking up photos, and goofing off with friends. I needed to write a number down real quick. Worked just as well as it does on my S24 Ultra. So if you're honest with your usage, you could probably wind up saving a few bucks as well. Speakers, much better on the S24 Ultra. But if you don't watch a lot of content, that might not matter as much to you. Battery life, about the same, which is actually quite nice on the two of these. Camera, S24 Ultra blows it away. Much more versatile. Many more lenses. You have the zooms, you have the periscope zooms, you have all the rest of it. You have better computational photography on the Samsung end of things. But what do you get over here for $900 less? You get a perfectly functional representative main shooter. The photos look good enough in good lighting. If you're not somebody who's taking a photo of every single meal that you eat, if you're not somebody that has your phone out all the time, you're not the meme like you're on the golf course and Tiger Woods is playing and everybody's got their phone out except one dude who they say is living in the moment. If you're the one dude, then the Moto G Stylus might save you some money. These are the things you have to think about that I don't think we do enough of. There's so many people who don't even know that a device like the Moto G Stylus exists. And it's not Moto's dependent. There are plenty of devices like this in the marketplace that come out that are in the mid-range, that are in the budget end of things that you could consider over an S24 Ultra and compare nicely to. And yes, I understand you're not comparing them spec for spec because that'd be idiotic. The S24 Ultra trounces the Moto G Stylus. But if you just compare it on your usage, so you have the big checklist, right? And you go down and you have like you're on GSM Marine or something like that, and you're comparing spec for spec down the line. And you say, wow, whatever. But if you actually highlight it out, okay, this is a spec that matters to me. This is a spec that matters to me. This is a spec that matters to me. And you ignore the rest of the noise. You ignore the overkill that a lot of the S24 Ultra is. I think you can get a close enough experience, certainly within a $900 price range, or $900 gap in price. You can get enough out of the Moto G Stylus if you're honest with yourself. Now, if you're somebody that likes the premium metals, you like titanium, you like to feel solid, feel beautiful display, crisp, whatever, you need an accurate display color-wise for work, you need the extra features, you game a lot, you're doing high-end stuff, then yes, you're the case for the Rolex. You are somebody who's going to proudly spend that kind of money on an S24 Ultra. But if you love that Timex, if you love the fact that you can still do 90% of what you want to do on here, including with the stylus, on the Moto G Stylus that you do on the much more expensive S24 Ultra, perhaps you could pick one of these up for $400 and really not feel bad about your purchase. In fact, feel pretty good about it because you got that extra $900 laying around in your wallet so you can pick up a watch. If you've made it this far, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Until next time, have the Steve-licious day.